word.
I knew she would do this to me. Okay.
That will be his side entertainment.
Oh my goodness. Well,
I've been pacing up and down your drive, trying to get the nerve affirmed that I'm the only one.
Austen and I met at freshman orientation right before we started high school. I had just moved to McCook, and the only girls that I knew were the girls on the volleyball team.
and I think it was my cousin Whitney that had introduced her and I. They both had boy names. Emilyne was Steve and Whitney was Mike.
So I got a nickname at one of the volleyball camps that I went to. The upperclassmen gave all the freshmen boy nicknames, and I was Steve. Austen got this biggest grin on his face, and at that time he hadn't grown into his ears yet, and so his ears kind of perked out a little bit. He goes, "Hi Steve, I'm Austen."
You should give of your affection.
Do you want her story or do you want my story?
This is a really funny story. And so we were watching a movie at his parents' house.
While we were watching Joe Dirt in the basement at my parents' house, we had only been dating for like a week or maybe less.
And prior to the first kiss, he reached across to I think give me a hug or wrap his arm around me.
And I literally reached for the remote and missed the remote and her arm.
And it landed right on my chest. And it kind of took me a split second, and I kind of looked at him, and my eyes, I think, were huge, and he goes, "That's not your arm, is it?" And I was like, "No, that's not my arm."
I didn't, honest to God, didn't mean to.
So we just laughed and laughed and laughed, and I think that was probably gonna be his move for us to have our first kiss.
I was really nervous that night for some reason.
But then, at the end of the movie, I was getting ready to go, and he just leaned over and gave me a kiss.
Well, under the setting sun, we started off and played this game.
Our dating relationship, it was kind of hard because we have been long distance the entire time and up until this past years.
And we spent a lot of time apart, but it was definitely a strengthening exercise.
So we just celebrated dating 6 years of dating. So for the first 5 years, we've been at least 3 hours apart.
It made us really realize how much we needed the other person, I think. It made the times when we were together just that much better because we cherished them instead of just taking it for granted.
Yes, sir.
My favorite character trait of Austen. I think it's his ability to make me feel confident. Whether it's just a look that he gives me or something that he does, he just always makes me feel confident and I'm a priority to him.
My favorite character trait of Emilyne, there's a lot of things about her. Her integrity, she's always the one to do the right thing, and I think that characteristic above a lot of things, she helps me be a better person because we're both very competitive people, but she helps me take the high road as much as she can.
Who's more competitive? I would say that's a dead tie.
She would definitely say her, and I would definitely say me if that says anything.
So much a dead tie that Austen and I have to be on the same team at my parents' house when we play games because otherwise it doesn't go well.
She always wins, by the way. Anytime we've ever played anything, go-karts, putt-putt, anything competitive, she wins. Fishing, tonight, how about that? She beat my butt, and I was trying, and she beat me. And she honestly probably didn't even care if she got finished, and she did. And yeah, her competitive nature is something that's admirable. My favorite physical feature of Emilyne. Oh my goodness. Well, a lot of kids in the room. She's just really great in a lot of ways.
My favorite physical characteristic of Austen's would probably be his smile. Gets me every time. He's got a really cute smile.
I would say probably her smile. I like that a lot about her. When the first date we went on, she got into the Jeep and she smiled, and I was like, holy cannoli, she was hot. And I told her, you are like really pretty. And I think she thought I was trying to romance her, but I wasn't. I was just telling her the truth.
I knew Austen was the one when we were up in Estes Park the first time after we'd been dating a couple months. That's when I knew that it was real.
I would say there was little glimpses of my forever multiple times.
How he treated me and how he talked about things matched up with a lot of the things that I thought and what I wanted as well.
There's such an emphasis for her on selflessness that it just drew me more near to her.
And I think it was even more solidified when my grandpa was passing away in the hospital.
Her grandpa was like a third grandpa to me. I know that the last thing he ever told me was, I told him we were gonna go catch some walleye for him and he needed to get better so we could go catch some walleye, and he looked at me and told me that he probably wasn't gonna be catching any more walleye, and he goes, you take care of my granddaughter. It was tough, and I think about that a lot. And I told him, my last words to him were, I will.
And I remember just kind of standing there feeling helpless and not knowing what to do. And Austen walked over and grabbed my grandpa's hand and kneeled down and said a prayer. And that was huge for me. That, I think that if there was any doubt, which now I'd say no, there was never any doubt, but that would have gotten rid of any of that.
Yeah, like I said, I know he's looking down on him now saying he's proud of every one of them.
The actual proposal was the last full day. We were there Thursday. I was very surprised because our trip to Estes that time was so last minute.
We did a hiking trail that I didn't complain on one time, which was very unlike me. I'm sure she said that in her story.
And he is in the best mood ever.
We got to the top of Lily Mountain and started to sprinkle, and Mac was there.
I have get Mac to sit by me, and I reach around to grab my backpack off to get my phone out. And he had reached for the ring in his pocket and turned around and got down on one knee.
I got on one knee and said, I can't think of many better times than now, and wouldn't want to do life with anybody else. And I'm sure she's going to say that I only said like 3 words, but I'm pretty sure I said more than that.
But it was the least I've ever heard him talk. And he was shaking really bad.
And I asked her to be my wife, and she said she would. And
so I kind of started crying, of course, and he puts the ring on and we hug. And we take a couple of pictures, and then we realize that it's starting to rain. So we're trying to like get Mac down these steep rocks, and with the ring on my finger and me like not wanting to use my left hand. And we get down to one of the flatter parts, and there's a couple with their kids that are coming up the trail. And
then it started hailing, and I look like Carmen Electra in a white t-shirt. I mean, here's the thing, I was soaking wet and I just had a white t-shirt on. It was something to see.
So all 6 of us and Mac get underneath some of the pine trees to try to get out of the hail. And then we asked them to take a picture of us. And the picture is hilarious.
We were all shined up like J-Lo at the Super Bowl.
Because we looked like drowned rats. It's raining so hard you can see the rain like coming off of the rocks behind us. So so then we walked down the side of the mountain, which took an hour and a half or so, and then called our parents.
I'm blessed to have her in my life, and I think that it's going to be very interesting at times, but I think it's going to be very fun. I'm just ready to be married, honestly.
I think that I'm just excited to marry Austen. Just ready, finally. And to our parents, obviously a thank you for helping with everything with wedding planning, but also being our biggest cheerleaders through the long distance relationship.
I just am very thankful that you guys had raised such an amazing person. She is nothing but an addition to my life. I'm very thankful for that. To my parents, I'm very grateful of the opportunities that I've been given and the life that I was afforded as a kid from everybody that's there. Friends, family, people who supported me and supported Emilyne. I know that we both couldn't have done anything that we have done to this point without those people being there and the people that are in the room.
To our guests, we just want to tell them how important they've been to us. A lot of our friends have been through a lot with us and have stayed by our side with some tough times, but also probably have some really good memories with us. And we're just excited to have them be a part of our special day.
We're just very, very fortunate individuals to have been a part of all that. And tonight is just a continuation of those blessings that we've been afforded.
And we just love you guys.